This is the C7 Miniature Misinformer podcast, where the news is real, the reactions are exaggerated, and the community is exactly like this. Tonight on the C7 Miniature Misinformer, the internet celebrates the spirit of Grotmas by immediately hating it. Bolt Action goes digital, Total War goes Warhammer again, and a balance update descends upon the galaxy, bringing nerfs, tears, and YouTube thumbnails with many red arrows. This is the only tabletop news show brave enough to ask the hard questions like, was Day 1 Ultramarines really necessary? Grab your brushes, hide your data sheets, and remember, this is satire, unless it isn't. This week's hobby scandals. The Great Grotmas Trust Collapse. Every year, Games Workshop releases the Grotmas calendar, a festive countdown of rules, lore, and treats for the community. This year, the community made it to Day 4 before declaring it the worst thing since Finecast. Timeline of emotional damage, Day 1. New fiction, Ultramarines. Internet's response, okay, sure, fine. Day 2, rules. Internet, cautiously optimistic. Day 3, painting guide. Why are we still here? Day 4, bone-chilling tale. This isn't what I meant by chilling. By Day 4, hobbyists were posting spreadsheets tracking faction favoritism density. By Day 9, Emperor's Children with Fulgrim elevated like a perfume commercial. Morale briefly improved before collapsing again. It's not the content was bad, it's that the vibes were inconsistent. Faction envy reaches critical levels. Players demanded less Marines, more Marines, different Marines, and no Marines, except the ones they personally like. Psychologists confirm this is called Warhammer 40K. On this week's Community Watch, local hobby stores survive Grotmas fallout. Across the globe, local stores reported customers standing silently in front of release calendars whispering, "Just one guard's detachment, please." Indie skirmish games continue thriving. While the internet yelled, indie devs quietly released complete rules, communicated clearly, and somehow didn't anger everyone at once. Experts remain baffled. Painting communities stay unbothered. Golden rule confirmed again. Painters don't care about balance updates. They care about vibes, pigments, and whether the new guide uses warm highlights. Brush tips nobody asked for. Tip 1. Grotmas painting survival. Paint what makes you happy, not what the calendar tells you to paint. Tip 2. Batch painting is a trap. If you're batch painting more than 5 models and you're not happy, stop. This is not productivity, this is punishment. Tip number 3. New detachments are not mandatory. You are allowed to ignore them. They cannot hurt you. They do not know where you live. Mental hobby tip. If a balance update ruins your motivation, switch projects. The hobby is a sandbox, not a performance review. Now a word from our sponsors. Grotmas Emotional Support Dice, Trademark Incorporated, guaranteed to roll average emotionally. Detachment Translator app, Trademark Incorporated, explains rules in plain language. Subscription required, sole optional. Balance Update Insurance, Trademark Incorporated, protects you from regret purchases made 48 hours before the nerfs. This week's events and exposés. The full Grotmas calendars, day 1 through 12. Ultramarines fiction, rules drops, painting guides, new detachments for Guard, Chaos, Blood Angels, Harlequins, Emperor's Children, and Space Wolves. Heroes of Dark Water gain Legends rules for Age of Sigmar. Community consensus, some hits, some misses, strong mixed bag energy. Total War Warhammer, the AAA game trailer. Games Workshop dropped a cinematic trailer revealing a massive Total War style experience featuring Space Marines, Astra Militarum, Orcs, and Eldari. Planetary conquest, fleet upgrades, full army customization, including heraldry, traits, and tactics. The internet's reaction, please don't mess this up. Bolt Action Digital Battlefields. Warlord Games announced Digital Battlefields, a hybrid digital physical support system. Historical gamers cautiously optimistic. Table flippers nervous. Warhammer 40K balance update, the nerfening. Lots of nerfs. Not many buffs. Forums immediately on fire. Some armies humbled, others emotionally wounded. One faction mysteriously untouched, somehow. Rotating minigame. All right, folks, it's time for Hot Take Roulette. The wheel decides, I suffer. Spin number 1. Space Wolves are just furries with bolters. Prove me wrong. Spin number 2. Most people don't hate Ultramarines. They hate being reminded they exist. Spin number 3. 90% of balance complaints disappear if you play more casually. Spin number 4. If you haven't finished an army, you don't need a new detachment. I stand by all of these. Predictions and closing remarks. Predictions for the following week. Grotmas Redemption Arc incoming. Total War Dev Diary causes cautious optimism. Another balance update fixes one thing and breaks another 3. Someone buys a new army out of spite. Tell yourself just one more kit. Keep your brushes clean, your expectations flexible, and remember, if the hobby feels overwhelming, you're doing it wrong. Like, subscribe, leave a review, and remember, this has been the C7 Miniature Misinformer podcast, reporting the tabletop wargaming news you didn't know you needed, because it isn't real. Maybe. Possibly. Okay, maybe a little.